Okay, so we got the exterior walls built, and I'm going to show you how to fit to screen here quickly. So these buttons on here will fill your window, and you can see that we have all of the exterior dimensions placed. I think in the last video we showed you how to adjust the walls. You can click on them and then click on the dimension which is parallel to that wall, and then type in, whatever you want the adjustment to be. Okay, you can also move it. You can also move the wall with your direction keys. Notice how it changes the dimensions of the next closest walls or the touching walls around it. Okay, so for interior walls, what you can see is, I'm going to pull up the tutorial here. Close that. So we're going to design or build these interior walls here, and they don't have to be exactly like this, but get them close. So I'll show you how to do that. We're going to go up here to our brick wall here on the drop down arrow, click on interior wall, straight interior wall. We're going to start with this one here. This will be the kitchen, and then this will be a bathroom right here, and it's about 4.5 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Drag that down. Looks like it's about the same, by 5 feet or so. And then you're going to want your hallway to be at least 3 feet wide. Little closet there, little hallway closet. This will be the stairwell. And again, that doesn't have to be massive. I just want to get it close. And notice how my walls right now are all nice and flush. I'm going to click on the selection tool, and if you hit your space bar, that always defaults back to that as well. And you can see that one is 4 feet 10 inches and the other one is 4 feet and a half. So let's just move there. So now we're about the same symmetrical wise, and there's at least 3 feet there. Okay, that's good. And there's 3.5 feet right there, so that's good. Okay, so you can walk through that respectably, easily, I guess. Respectfully, easily, if that's a word. Okay, so then let's finish making this little closet right here. You can make changes to this in just a minute. So we can move that up. Notice this, so see how that's not very flush. You can click on it, see that little square. You can move your cursor just like that. Now see how it's nice and flush. I moved it off the wall and then back on. And if you have your proper snaps on, it should snap right into place. Just like that. By snaps I mean angle snaps, object snaps, grid snaps, and so on. You're going to want those keys selected. Okay, and then the next step they're going to have us do is show you how to use interior dimensions. So that is right here. Excuse me. Let's go up to the CAD tool. We'll go to our dimensions tool and then draw interior dimension. And so you can literally just click and drag. You can kind of see how it tells you exactly what the dimensions are. So I can do one right there, so it'll always show you what those dimensions are. Okay, and if I want to delete those, you hit the control key and the space bar at the same time, and it'll bring up delete objects. Click on all floors and then click on manual and auto dimensions, hit delete, done. You can see that all the dimensions are gone. Okay, the next thing it's going to have you do, and I just showed you, I guess, how to do that. I just gave you a shortcut. We're going to go to break wall, and this is right there. It's that break wall tool. We'll click somewhere there, and what that allows you to do is either delete or edit a portion of a wall without doing the whole, like deleting the whole wall, because when you first build a wall, it considers that whole thing to be a wall. Okay, and so that break wall tool will be very helpful. Next thing it's going to have you do is change a wall type. So you can, if we zoom in over here a little bit, these right here are not exterior walls. They're a different type of interior wall. So let me click back on this page. Here you can see the siding. This is an exterior wall. We want to make these really similar but without the siding. So I'm going to double click on that wall, go to wall type, and go to interior 6. That's a little thicker type. Now, one small issue. See how it's not flush anymore? How do we fix that? Simply click on the wall, pull it off, pull it back on. We have a nice flush wall. So we're going to change that wall, this wall, that wall, so on. And make sure they're all nice and flush. Let's hit undo there. Okay. Let's put in a wall break there. We'll make this one back to a regular interior 4. Alright, and then the next step will be using invisible walls. Okay, and what these allow you to do is to divide rooms, particularly for flooring purposes. And so you can see those dotted kind of dashed lines there. Those are invisible walls. So we'll put one there. We'll do one for the dining room. We'll do another one right there, and another one right there. I think that's it. So what we can do is go back to our selection tool, and then we can identify room types. So all you have to do is double click on the room, and the room specification dialog box comes up. And what this allows you to do is change anything about the room. Starting with the general tab here, we can click on what we want the room to be. Kitchen. Okay, it says click show room label. We want that showing. Hit OK, and notice that the label comes up. If we ever have that unclicked, see, now you can't see the room label. So make sure both those boxes are checked right there. So let's go ahead and do that for all the respective spaces. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. Okay, so we have all of the rooms properly labeled now. Notice I have a garage area labeled, which is right here. When I did that, the living area dropped down to 721 square feet. That's because we don't live in our garages. Garages do not count against total living space. So the next thing we're going to do is learn how to use the different perspectives and different cameras. So this is how you do that. Okay, we're going to go to, if you're in the full screen mode here, like such, you can use the camera right here, which is under the default configuration tab. We're going to go to full camera. There's a floor camera. I'll show you what each of these have. Full perspective, or perspective full overview, which shows it not necessarily the interiors but the whole exterior. This is the kind of the dollhouse view, and those are the ones that we'll mainly use. We won't use the perspective framing view. So let's start with full camera. Shortcut key is Shift J. And notice the cursor turns to a camera. It's literally click and point. Another thing you'll notice is, see the tile down here? This is the default flooring structure for the kitchen. This view allows you to kind of rotate and pretend as if you were standing in the room. Okay. You can, with this particular cursor right here, you can pan around, you can change how you can drive around in your room. So it's kind of a nice thing to know how to use, get familiar with those keys. Selection tool, this allows you to still edit objects, so you can edit the room, pulls up the room specifications. If I wanted to change the floor type to wood, there's a couple different ways you could do it, but one of the options, and this is something you'll need to know, is go to Structure, Floor Finish, click on here, it'll take you to the library area already filtered for you. You can change all the different pattern types you know. So I'll give you a few options there. Now we got a different tile there, so that doesn't look necessarily good. Let's say I want the wood floor. A good tool to know how to use is the eyedropper. So I'm going to select the wood, click right there. That material eyedropper is like taking a sample and then using it. Material painter is a good thing to know how to use as well. That allows you to select any material. So if I want colors on my walls, get a nice, well, I don't know if I want that. Okay, make it maybe a eucalyptus color in the kitchen there. And there you go, you can paint whole rooms. Again, invisible walls help you divide up rooms, so that doesn't cause you any problems. Okay, let me go back to half screen here. Notice when you go to a 3D perspective like that, okay, it brings up another window. If you want to close the window, you can either go up and click on the blue X, or you can hit Control W on your keyboard and it'll take you back to the 2D view. If I go back into that view and I want to swap between views very quickly, you can hit the F7 key on your keyboard to swap back and forth, or you can click on the button over here on your menu and that'll swap the views back and forth. Okay, let's go to the dollhouse perspective. That's kind of like right here, so you can kind of see, you can zoom in and out, and it gives you kind of a bird's eye view of your house without the roof. Okie dokie. That is the interiors, interior walls, and labeling rooms portion that you need to know. Feel free to view this video as many times as you need. Pause it as you can work along with it, or you can watch it all at once. Whatever is easier. Thank you for your attention.